Hello guys and welcome to episode 12 of my Rimworld Medieval playthrough series. So we're kickstarting in with our little tavern being constructed. We've got 3 of our townfolk here building the tavern. So hopefully, let's speed the game up. By the end of this episode, assuming we get the resources in, assuming there's not too many botched constructions like that, we might actually see this tavern completed, and that is not what I want to see though. 2 cases of the plague. Oh, goodness, that's not a good start to the episode. So we've got Circling here and Oddly. So I need them bed resting immediately. So they have set priority 1, so they should go bed rest soon. And Richard is going to have to spend some quality time healing them both up, because if not, we could generally see them both die. Okay, so Richard is wandered over to Circling, and he has healed her up. Good, that is a good heal there, actually, at a 70% 10 quality. But we can see she's already fallen behind by 0.4%. And oh, actually, no, that 10 quality is so good that it is rising very well. But where is Oddly? Okay, he is falling behind, so let's get him attended to as well. And hopefully, with the 10 quality being good from Richard, we should see these guys do just fine. And we've got our harvest coming in as well. And look at the amount of food we're growing here. So we're doing very, very good on food. And I'm thinking, is there any sort of food processing I can go for that allows us to preserve our food better? Because we've got food preservation here, and that's more for the meat. Packaged rations. Let's see how hard it is to make packaged rations. But looking at it, packaged rations are not bad at all. It's 6 of an animal product and then 6 of a vegetable product. So 12 in total. And I assume the packaged rations last a very long time. Can't actually find out without cooking them. So I'm going to cook some. I'm going to cook 5. Probably requires 5 rations. And we don't have anyone at the required skill level of a skill in 10 cooking. Okay, so that is the main limiter there. So they're very, very good, but you just need to have someone who's actually good at cooking. And having a quick little check up here, because Richard's so good at medical, and he's healed them up very well, we've now got a 29% immunity to the 24% plague on Oddly, and then on Circling, we have got a 30% immunity to a 23%, so we're well ahead. We've got lots of medicine stocks. We've got another 20 medicine there. Oh wow, we've got tons in here. We've probably got another, what, 50, 60 in total, 50, 60 medicine. So we have got plenty. We can always harvest some more outside. So all things considered, things are going very, very well here in Redwood. I believe it's called Redwood. I can't remember if it's called Redwood or Castell. One of the two names. Because we've got tons of food and material stocks up here. Even more food here. Loads of food that hasn't even made it into the storeroom yet. We're building our tavern, so the hospitality mod can come to life. We can try and recruit some visitors. We've got lots of cloth here, so I want to try and make some more clothes, because we have got a lot. Tattered apparel, and I'm not sure. I mean, a pelt poor. Red peasant shoes poor. Backpack poor. I'm going to need to try and get rid of some of these poor clothes and replace them, but we obviously can't make shoes here yet, I don't believe. Obviously, you can't make cloth shoes, really. So, yeah, we're going to have to get more technology to be able to make leather shoes, but we can at least get good shirts made here. So, the group is throwing a party here in our little recreation room, which is actually very, very nice now. If we look at the beauty modifier, there's a bit of mud on the floor. That's not very nice. But we've got some good furniture in here. We've got lots of games, people to play. It's well lit with the brazier and the little torch. We have got, obviously, the enchanted pedestal. People really like. Very, very nice room. And if we mine this wall here, we can get some nice wooden walls built. And this will be a very, very good room. Around the rest of our camo, trying to think of what our main next goals are. And I really think, just for now, it is this tavern. I want to work building a castle. And I've had a think, and a long hard think, of what I do with the castle. Because obviously, the right idea would probably be to turn our settlement here into a castle. But I'm not entirely sure how, because we can demolish all of these stone sort of caves and mountainside here, but I don't know how we're going to deal with the water. I think we'd have to just use this almost like a moat, and then we could destroy all these caves, and then build out here. But it's going to be difficult. So what I'm thinking is maybe we just build a castle centrally. So we migrate, have this sort of like a little castle village, still walled in and everything. Maybe we build the castle in this space here as a big fortified castle where all our important people live, and then all just the workers live in here. And again, it's still walled off, still protected. We have obviously a little walkway, a guarded walkway into the castle. So if the town gets attacked and we need to retreat, we can. But that way I can build a mega castle right here in the map without having all these limiters like the big caves. Okay, so one new building I want, because I've been thinking about this a lot. I want to get some roads, and the roads I want to build are sandstone, flagstone, like cobbles. Just to bring the city to life. When I look at this village, I don't know if this was a game like Austria, if you've ever heard of that game, or maybe Manor Lords obviously isn't out yet, but from the trailers where your little villagers walk around and they create their own paths. I think that's amazing. In Rimworld, there isn't a feature like that. So even though people are constantly walking up and down these paths here, they just look like the bog standard horrible muddy grass. There's no sort of trail that's made, no sort of dynamic feature there. So I just don't think it looks very good. Okay, so sorry if there was a horrible cut in the recording there. My alarm just went off right as I was speaking, and I lost where I started speaking. So I'll talk about it again, which is I don't like how in Rimworld there isn't any sort of paths created as your people move. Not that I don't like it, it's a shame there isn't a feature like that. Like in games like Austria or up-and-coming Manor Lords, where your villagers, the paths they walk on, over time create actual visible dynamic paths. So to fix that, I am going to build these sandstone, flagstone walkways, or really whatever stone we have in majority. So these are all slate, and we have lots of slate here. So to be honest, slate cobbles then. And what I need for that is obviously our stone cutting spot, which is actually pretty trash, 50% speed, but you can build it straight away, you don't need any text. What I want to do is, once I've got smithing, which we're just about to get, I want to see if I can get stone cutting, and it's only 300. And fascinatingly, this also unlocks granite tiles and castle walls. Hello! I wasn't expecting to unlock castle walls from that, but then I suppose, well, what other technology would unlock castle walls other than stone cutting? So I want to get our masonry shop. I want to get a shop where we have our because then I've fallen in love with these. I don't know why I never ever used. I'm such a noob at Rimworld. I never use storage in Rimworld. I always just use floor storage, which is obviously very inefficient. But if you use obviously the storage, it's more space efficient and also looks pretty cool. So I want to get a nice mason shop up and get some big brick storage there. Get a good stone cutter's bench so we can make stone faster, and then we can even set up a quarry. So what I'm thinking is maybe getting our stonecutter's bench, sorry, not stonecutter's bench, stonecutter's sort of workshop set up near here. So I'm thinking of turning this into the stonecutter's workshop. I literally just thought that right now as I was speaking. Now look at it, what we're actually using this for. It was firstly a storage room. Well, firstly it was where we were sleeping. Now it's a storage room, and we've got plenty of storage here. I can obviously keep expanding the cave for more storage. So it's perfect. It's a great size. It's near all the caves, so we can have all the stone nearby. And we can maybe set up a quarry that would be maybe here, so it wouldn't even be too much of a walk to get to that quarry. I think it's perfect. So what I'm going to first do is, oh, there isn't a storage zone here. If we look here, oh, there is. It's just of course on the two tiles I wasn't clicking on. Let's click on that. Let's delete that. Get them to move that over there. We'll delete the animal Stevie's point here. Keep this. Hello there. So if you've watched this round of the video, thank you so much for sticking around so far. This is Future Haz here. I don't know what happened. I messed up somehow, but in the middle of recording what you've just seen so far, I lost all my voice footage. I found that out once I finished the video, and I re-recorded the video, but obviously because I'd missed all the footage, I had to speak over everything again. So the next part of the video is my next recording of the video. However, there is going to be a lot of repeats where I might talk about the same thing, so feel free to skip over those parts unless you're interested and want to listen to them again. But yeah, I hope you enjoy the next part of the video, and I'm really sorry for the mess up here. See you guys around. Hi guys, and welcome to episode 12 of my Rimworld Medieval playthrough series. So, to be completely honest with you guys, I've been recording for the last 30 minutes, speaking to you guys, or thought I was speaking to you guys, chatting away, doing new things, And then it turns out I was recording in desktop capture mode without my microphone recording. So not only was it not showing Rimworld, I don't think, it also didn't pick up anything I said. So I'm going to spend this episode doing more of an overview of what I've covered so far, because not anything crazy has changed, but I just want to go through some of the things that I was blabbering on about before, so at least you get an idea and I don't just miss out on an episode. So first off, the tavern. It is done. I did spend the episode building it, talking about what I wanted to do with it. That's all lost. That is just literally talking to myself. What a surprise. But yeah, let's talk about that. So the tavern has been set up. We've got 2 bedrooms here, which aren't furnished yet. They've got the bed, but they haven't got any torches. So if I just get some torches built here now, some normal wooden ball torches, or rustic wooden ball torches, here we go. So they've got now some nice light. And then if we get, let's get some end tables. So get them there. Very, very nice. Those rooms are now furnished, but I think we're going to get more guests than that. So I want to get some more beds made. So the unlucky guests who are staying in these ones are having just the wicker beds. Newer, or sorry, maybe more rich guests are going to get nice fur beds in these 2 rooms. So with the same lamps in the corners and then the end tables. I can actually find the end tables again. We go, here's the end table. So we have that. So that is 4 rooms, and I think 4 guests is good enough. We've then obviously got a dining room here with the tables, some dice games, and we've got the stew pot. Not used it yet though. So go to research here. We need to unlock stews to be able to obviously make stews in the stew pot. But I'm not too fussed about that just yet. And instead, guys, I am working on stone cutting. So in the episode that I thought I was recording, we covered smithing. What I was saying is I want this zone here to be my smithing area because it's way away in the corner. It's a bit more rocky here, so making me think of smithing or the mountains. And also smithing doesn't need to be anywhere close to anything, really, because yes, we've got a bit of ore here, so we could be close to the ore to smith it. But once this ore is depleted, there's literally no use being next to that. So being out here means we can have our armory here and have that all tucked away. So we've got that. We've then also, something I spoke about massively, was stone cutting. What I was saying is how in Rimworld, I don't like the fact, or not don't like, but just there isn't any feature about how your people create dynamic roads. I love a game called Ostriv, and I've also been paying a lot of attention to a up-and-coming game called Manor Lords. I'm sure you've heard of it. Where in those games, where your little villagers move around, it actually creates roads. You have a dynamic road system where the movement of your villagers creates trails. Rimworld doesn't have that, and I'm just looking when I look at my village, what's missing here? And it is for me the roads. When I look at it, it just feels a bit empty, and the streets, or what would be streets, just feel really, really bad looking at them when they're just covered in grass and whatnot. So I want to get lots of sand, or not necessarily sandstone. I said it in before. I was going to get slate because all these mountains are made of slate, so we can mine a lot of that. I want to get slate, cobblestone roads all around my village, and I think that will really bring a bit of life to the village, and also it improves movement speed because the soil is 87%. Those roads will be 100%, so that people actually can move around a little bit faster. So not only does it look great, it actually has a bit of utility for our colony here. What I was also saying is to get that stone in the long run, I want a quarry. Because I have a mod that brings in quarries, not mass grave here, quarries. So I could get my quarry set up outside here, and what I spoke about is making this into my masonry shop. So this previously was our very first started our little house, then it turned into a very small storeroom, now a masonry shop. I've given it a little wooden quarry sign because that looked like a masonry sign to me, or close enough. And I'm going to outfit that when we research it very, very shortly. I'm going to get the stonecutter's bench because currently we just have the stonecutter spot. That's 50% work speed debuff. So we're going to get the stonecutter's bench here. I'm going to use the rustic stone storage here to get some brick storage properly stored. Because what I was saying again in the recording is the fact that I played a lot of Rimworld, but I'm a complete noob still. And I never, ever, until this playthrough, use storage. I use a little bit of shelving here and there in vanilla Rimworld, but never really as much as I should have. And I really should have, because let's delete this here. I made this guy a fur bed, by the way, so this way he gets a little bit of an extra mood boost. But either way, let's ignore that. I never used to use storage, but it's so much more efficient. We can see here 4 tiles it's taking up. So normally it would be 75, 75, 75, 75. Now we can store here maybe 12 items, 16, I don't know. but definitely a lot more than 4. So it uses up a lot less space. And it also means things don't deteriorate on them. Not that they're deteriorating here anyway, but that is, yeah, very, very good. So we get masonry shop set up here, make lots of slate bricks. We can then use them to make the paths, and also stone cutting unlocks castle walls. So what I want to talk about, and again, talk about this quite in detail before you missed all of that, but I want to get a massive castle. That is my goal, guys, is to build a castle that Sir Richard, the Destroyer of Worlds, he can live in and call his home. But what I was saying previously is the spot we've chosen here, while great for a little village, I don't really think, unless we'd started as a castle, I don't think at the moment it has any potential to be a castle. Number one, because I want a castle to be a castle. And I think a lot of people call something a castle when actually they just wall off a village. That's not a castle, that's a walled off village. I want a castle to be a proper castle. I want it to have a keep. I want it to have maybe a stables, maybe a small smith, an armory, those sort of things. It generally is a castle. It has a thick wall with towers, with a gatehouse, all that sort of thing. Again, a little bit more difficult to recreate in Rimworld, but definitely not impossible at all. And with the medieval mod, we can easily make a very, very cool little castle. But here isn't the place, and I'm definitely obviously not demolishing down this to flatten it for a castle. What my idea was, guys, which I spoke about, is to build a castle here. Reason is, we've got the river here that blocks it off as it's almost like a moat. We've got a bit of the walled off space here already, but to be honest with you, I probably would knock this all down to make space for the castle. But again, we've got a little lake here, well, not really a pond, is it? I don't really know. What's in between a pond and a lake? Please let me know in the comments. But yeah, we've got this here to sort of block off movement as well. So we're sort of blocked in on both sides. Massive space here. If we had something like this, big castle with big walls, we can have a big keep, and I think it would be brilliant. And then it's also not far from our base, so maybe I could even make a little passageway through this mountainside with a sneaky little maybe walkway that's all walled off, so that people can get from the village into the castle, almost like a motte and bailey, where the motte was the lower part of the hill which was palisaded off, and then the bailey was the keep on the hillside or on raised earth. Obviously, this isn't raised earth in Rimworld. There's no, what's the word, no topography or whatever. There's no height. It's all just flat. So we can't have like a raised keep. But the idea still stands that they move between them. But this would then act as a sort of castle-side village. Because again, castles didn't have like tons and tons and tons of homes and marketplaces and everything. And then they literally were just almost just like a lord's house. And all the houses would be on the outside. So I think we can recreate that by having a little village just on the outside of the castle. Maybe have farmland surrounding the castle. I think it'd be really, really cool. But that is my main goal. So that is what I want to work towards. And with stone cutting unlocked soon, and our tavern to hopefully recruit new people, I think we could be on our way to really make some good progress. We can get a quarry set up, like I said, a quarry set up here. Start mining that. When we get smithing over here with our little smithing workshop, we can start making tools. I'm not sure what tools are exactly. I know there's pickaxes for quarrying and mining to speed things up. The axe, funnily enough, is for farming, because it's just for plant cutting. But obviously plant cutting also includes for crops. So we can technically use an axe to get better farming. I'm sure there must be something like a chisel you can make for stone cutting, a saw for at the wooden trestle. I assume there's all that sort of equipment. But either way, we can get as much equipment made as possible, and then we can really get started on our castle. So what I'll do, put it piece by piece. So really, it's going to be this big unfinished project for quite some time. We need thousands and thousands and thousands of stone bricks. We have to work on it a lot. We should find the stonecutter's bench, stonecutter's table right there. It does require iron though. That's fascinating. So it does require iron. Let's get that built there with furniture, or rustic furniture, being here, a little wooden log chair. We've got our torch in there already. Need iron. I need to get a smith sorted out sooner than thought. And also look at these castle walls. They look pretty nice. I like them. You can even get them with the embrasures in, so you can shoot through them. I like that a lot. Yeah, so that's the castle wall unlocked. But they have 15 granite blocks each, or 15 of blocks each. That is a lot. But we need metal. We need it badly, actually. I was saying previously, I didn't think we'd need... Sorry, I didn't want to get the Smithy set up just yet because I wanted to focus on getting our tavern completed, which actually now, later on in the recording, it is getting completed. And I wanted to get lots of stone cut. We could get our roads set up, but we can't actually get the stone cut at the moment because the wooden stone cutters table can't be built without the iron. So, guys, I'm thinking we get Smithy set up right now. Firstly, I want to just see it because I actually haven't used Smithy before in this game. I never got further enough into this mod, but I act like I played the mod before. This is the first time I've played it in this playthrough. But we get a big Smithy set up just here. It looks a bit ugly, but I don't want it. Oh no, I think I do need to put it away from the wall. Okay, I'm gonna get this laid out here. Once it's laid out, I will let you know, and we can begin. Okay, guys. So I've got the Smithy's workshop, or the smithing workshop, laid out. So in the corner, we've got our granite furnace. This is where we actually smelt the ores down into the metals. Next to it, I've got the anvil, which we can't make for quite some time because we do obviously need metal for that. Oh, we actually need steel. Can we make it out of iron? Yeah, we can make it out of iron. So we need iron for that. Obviously, we don't have it, so I have to wait a bit. But that's not needed straight away. Then we've got the smelter here, which is where you actually refine scrap. So you can find on the map. Oh my god, look how many llamas and animals I have now. I was not even paying attention to that. We actually have way more than we need. Okay, that's so. But look how much hay grass we have. So once we've got all of that, we should have enough to feed them. But what I was saying, sorry, is a scrap you can find when you find like the abandoned caravans and the battle sites. If you've watched some of my other playthrough series and think, oh, here we go, you can find it here. If you destroy like the rusted swords, you get rusty swords, and the rusty swords can then be scrapped down. So that is useful, and I assume we can also just scrap down weapons that are pretty crappy, like maybe this axe or whatever. So that is semi-useful. We've got that, so iron anvil, the furnace, the smelter, and the field smithy. We're not going to use that just yet. I think that's it though. I want to get the workbench and the cleaning bench because actually I think that would all be part of the workshop. So basically, the cleaning bench I've learned from the mod is a place where you bring stuff like the golden chalice, and I think it then cleans it up and gives it more beauty. I can't remember exactly. I need to look at it again, but it was pretty decent if you do a lot of raiding and you get all those items. And also look at this. He's now got two resistance left, so we've almost got Macmillan, someone in our base. We are struggling for wood. We've got 600 wood. Okay, we do have enough wood. I'm just wondering why everyone's so slow about building in this one. I think it's just because the wooden walls take a lot of work to build. It feels like they take forever to build. Yeah, because we've made very little progress. Oh, one thing I'd also forgot to do is set these as guest beds. 4 guests, 4 guests. So you can actually change the pricing. So let's set these at... I didn't even know you could do all this. So let's set these at 50 coins per night. And so obviously if you make the rooms more beautiful, it then obviously means you can charge more. So let's make those 50 per night and these 40 per night. So they're paying 10 more for that extra bed. We've got those in place. I think I want to get this built. I think we can get extra guests. I've also seen from some of my other playthroughs, particularly my newest episode that just launched, which is a medieval drug empire. Please check that one out. This is the first episode I did where I put a lot more effort into it. It took me double, if not triple the time to make, just because it was narrated instead of Let's Play style. But yeah, in that one I had the hospitality mod on. We had some guests arrive. I think we had 6 guests arrive at once. So even more than that at one point, because I had 6 beds available. So you can get a lot of guests. So we do have a bit more space for them to arrive. But soon we're going to have our smithy laid. So I have put here the slate tile floors, which are very, very costly to lay. Not in terms of the stone blocks, but just how long it takes to lay them. Even if a really good builder takes forever. Also look at that. Macmillan He's almost broken. So if we have a look at his bio, wow, wow, wow. Crafting 8, mining 11. Hello, is that Screaming Smith or is that Screaming Smith? Even if it's not Screaming Smith, it's Screaming Mason. Perfect, 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 perfect. We have Cummings as our carpenter, and we've got Macmillan here as an amazing smith or an amazing mason, or if basically both, while we're quite small and we can change between them. That is incredible. Let's get this cutting spot here. Slate chunks. Yeah, so we have all the bricks being made. We just need them to obviously be completed so we can get some of our furnaces down over here. One thing though, we actually have very little timber left. We've actually run out of timber. So Bluebird is making timber here. And remember, I set it to now make 200 timber at a time. So that is very, very useful. I also went and did the same for the cooking table. I switched around to now make 4 meals at a time. Again, in all my years of playing Rimworld, I got this game in like 2016. I think I've got like 600 hours in Rimworld over, what, 8 years now. So on and off many, many times. But I never knew that you could do 4 meals at once. Even though I've seen it a million times. Oh, whatever, I'm such a noob. But we've got a transport pod crash there. And it is... Ah, they've only got cracks. That means they're not going to bleed out on us. They are very good at cooking. Wow, an 11 with double passion. Yep, let's capture them. And let's see how much resistance they have. And maybe we can try and get them recruited pretty soon as well. Okay, one capturing, whatever his name was over there. Haynes, was it? Haynes, yeah, it was Haynes. Wow, good memory. I forgot we didn't actually have a research product selected. And rustic storage. I thought we had this one researched ages ago. We don't. This one is amazing. For 400, you get pretty much every single storage you could think of. Food storage, tool storage, different types of food storage, like all the different types of like berries or barrels or whatever, bread. You then get all these iron ore, gold ore, leather, textiles, shelves, barrels, everything. Not only again make us look much, much cooler by having decorate like the kitchen, get all the barrels and everything. It looks really cool. But again, sorts out our storage issue where we just got all of our areas completely filled and you know, not really we don't store anymore. We also got Macmillan. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And one other thing I forgot to mention in this new recording, again I spoke about this intensively before, but corn. I've prioritized corn. So I've set the onions here to be changed to corn. I've set the rice here to be changed to corn. The mushrooms I was going to set, but actually I've decided against. I'm going to leave them as just mushrooms. And the lentils, the same, I'm going to leave them as lentils. The reason is though, because corn gives you much more nutrients per work put in. And while it does obviously take a lot longer to grow, we've got absolutely tons of food. Absolutely tons of food. Well, actually, let me just turn off hay grass here. I don't want hay grass. We get rid of the hay. We've got absolutely tons and tons of food. So I'd rather have the efficient, slow-growing food source of the corn that, in the long run, lasts longer in our storage. So yeah, I think that's a good switch. Let's look at Macmillan. We can start to get him set up here. So if I just look at that, mining, quarrying, smith. So tailoring up him is a 4 because I want Cummings to do our tailoring. But then smithing a 2, crafting a 2. Research a 4, and then I always put haul and clean on 1, which may sound a bit silly, but I think it's important because I don't want things just lying around. Hauling is one of those jobs where once you've done it once, it's finished. Same with cleaning. Once you've done it once, it's finished. Whereas obviously jobs like crafting, you set that to 1, they constantly keep crafting and crafting and crafting and crafting. But hauling, once everything's put away in my storage, it's put away in my storage. So I don't want things just lying around. They deteriorate, or they might even get destroyed because I leave them out for too long, especially with food. So I do think hauling is really important. Same with cleaning, because with cleaning, the mood debuffs from prisoners, the beauty loss from just our like bedrooms and the dining room over here is really, really bad and can easily be mitigated by just cleaning. And you can see that even if I've got it on 1, so many other jobs that people have, they're just not cleaning. I don't know, actually. I wasn't sure if maybe like because I'd reset my mods, it hadn't done the cleaning. I look here at zone and cleaning. They are all selected, so they should be cleaned. I'm not sure why that isn't going on. But yeah, I am very happy with the progress made. So again, I recorded about 30 minutes before the footage you're seeing here. So this has been a long episode for me. But again, a lot covered. We've got our tavern ready to go. It needs a bit of cleaning and a bit more furniture in these 2 new rooms, but pretty much ready to go. Let's just put out that fire there. Pretty much ready to go. We've got our smithy that just needs a little bit more stone to get these furnaces set up, but then that will be ready to go. We have got our harvest that's just come in with the crops now changed to corn. We have got our prisoner room set up, new bed, our dining room here with some new walls. We have got our furniture that was stolen from that raid in episode 10, now set up here with the beds here, the furniture in here, and we've got our masonry shop that is just in the works of being fully set up. And finally, we've got Macmillan with Haynes here on the way to be recruited. So guys, it has been a big one. I really hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like. If you're enjoying the series as a whole, please do subscribe, and I will see you in episode 13. Bye guys.